Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. This is another lesson for fourth grade, module 5, lesson 15, comparing fractions and coming up with common denominator. Here you go, lesson 15. So 1/2 and 2/3. We want to compare these two fractions. We learned from the line segment, if we use the same line segment, this is like 1 meter or 1 unit, basically, from 0 to 1, from 0 to 1. So if we cut it in half, this is 1/2. And then if we cut it in half, it's like this. If we cut it into 3 pieces, it's like this: 1, 2, and 3. 1/3, 2/3. Okay, so with different color, I'm gonna show you, since it's the same unit, right? Let's say that this is the same unit. So 1/2 is like from 0 to 1/2. So this is 1/2. If I ask you to give me 1/2 of this line, you're gonna give me this. But if I ask you, give me 2/3 of this line, you're gonna give me like this. You're gonna cut this piece and give it to me. This is 2/3. So which section is greater, 1/2 or 2/3?
2/3.
So now we know 2/3 is greater. This is using the line segment. There you go, another example. I am gonna give 3/6 and 4/5. Can you tell me which one is bigger? Which one is smaller? If we use the line segment, the same line segment, we're gonna cut the from 0 to 1 into 6 pieces. So if I cut it from half, that's like cutting it in half, and then 3, and then 3. So this is 1/6, 2/6, 3/6. What's 3/6? 4/6, 5/6, 6/6. So 6/6 is equal 1. So 3/6, we can actually simplify it. It's what? 3/6?
3/6 is 1/2.
Is 1/2. Okay. What about 4/5? Can we simplify it?
Yeah.
Okay, how can you simplify it? 4/5. 4/5 cannot be simplified.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a common multiplier. Because 3/6 is equal 3/2 times 3. In this, because 6 and 3, they have something in common, which is 2, which is actually 3. That's why it cancels. Remember, if you want to simplify, you have to break down one of the numbers and then get the same number on the top and the bottom. It cancels out, and then you're gonna get 1/2. That's how we simplify fractions. Okay, so for the first one, 1/2 or 3/6, same thing. 1/2, this is what I want you to understand. 1/2 and 3/6, they're the same. They're the same number. If I ask you to give me 1/2 from this piece, you're gonna give me this. If I ask you, give me 3/6 from this piece, it's the same thing. You're gonna give me the same thing. So this is what I want you to understand. 1/2, if you multiply both the numerator and the denominator by 3, what you gonna get? Both numerator and denominator, you're gonna get 3 on the top and 6 on the bottom. See, even though we multiplied this fraction 1/2 by 3 from the top and 3 of the bottom, we didn't change it, because what's 3 over 3?
3 over 3?
What's 3 over 3?
1/2.
No, 3 over 3. What's 3 over 3?
3 over 3 is
Yeah.
3 over 3.
No, but what is it if we put it in the calculator?
1/2.
No, it's wrong. It's not 1/2.
Oh, 3 over 3 is 1.
Is equal 1. Iman knows that too. Any number you divide it with the same number, you get 1. 1000 over 1000 equals 1. Any number by the same number. So also when you do fractions, if this is the fraction, this is 1/2, right? If you multiply any fraction by the same numbers, this like 3 over 3, 4 over 4, 5 over 5, 10 over 10, 2 over 2, it may change. See, it changes, right? 1/2 changes, but it's the same thing. It's the same value. We just change how it looks. We change, but if we simplify it again, 3 over 6 equals 3 over 3 times 2 equals what? 1 over 2. We go back to the same one, right?
Yeah.
So that's called, this is, when you go from here to here, you're simplifying. From this one to this one, from 3 over 6 to 1/2, you're simplifying. But if you go from 1/2 to 3 over 6, you're not simplifying it. You're doing a multiplication. But it's the same thing. You understand now?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm gonna do 4 over 5 on the bottom one. So how do I do 4 over 5? So how much sections I'm gonna cut this? 0 to 1 for 4 over 5. Here you go. So for 4 over 5, we're gonna cut it into 5 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is 1 over 5, 2 over 5, 3 over 5, 4 over 5, and then 5 over 5, which is 1, right? Okay, so here you go. So I ask you to give me 4 over 5 from this section. 4 over 5. What you're gonna do? You're gonna start from 0. You're gonna start cutting until you get to 4 over 5. This piece. This is 4 over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 over 5. So which one is bigger, 4 over 5 or 1/2?
4 over 5.
So 4 over 5 is bigger than 1/2. Okay? Very good. So what I just showed you is the line segment, but there is a quicker way to know it. Okay, here's the quicker way to know it. Easier. We have 1 over 2 and then 4 over 5. What we're gonna do is we're gonna change 1/2 to something else. We're gonna multiply it 5 over 5. What we're gonna get here? 5 on the top and then 10 in the bottom. So 5 over 10. 4 over 5, we're gonna change it to we're gonna multiply it by a fraction with the same number. That means we're gonna multiply it by 1 with something like this. Maybe 3 over 3, 4 over 3, 2 over 2 to get 10 here. To get 10 here. So what are we gonna do?
2 over 2.
We're gonna put 2 over 2. So technically we're not doing anything. 2 over 2 is 1, right?
Yeah.
5 over 5 is just, this is equal 1. This is equal 1. Same thing. But what's helping us to figure out is coming with the same denominator. So what are we going to get on the top?
We're going to get 8.
8. So now, maybe doing like 5 over 10, comparing it with 8 over 10. Now I think it's easy because we have the same denominator. It's easy. So which one do you think it's bigger? 5 over 10 or 8 over 10? It should be easy. Just say it, even if it's wrong.
5 or 10.
So 5 over 10 is greater?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's check. Let's check, okay? We're gonna do the, like, think about it, like a line segment. After I explain to you right now, next time you're not gonna get it wrong, because now you got it wrong. Next time you're not gonna get it wrong. I promise you. From 0 to 1. If we cut this line segment into 10, let's cut it into like 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is like 10 pieces, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So where is 5 over 10?
5 over 10 is right over...
It's actually the middle, because 5 over 10 is the same as 1/2, right? So
Yeah.
5 over 10 is here. 5 over 10 is the same as what? 1/2, right?
Yeah.
What about 8 over 10? Where is going to be 8 over 10?
Oh, it's going to be right here.
Okay, this is 6 over 10, 7 over 10. This is 8 over 10. So remember this one. This is easy, okay? When you have the same common denominator, the larger the denominator is the bigger. Common denominator, if they are the same, because it's the same as you're counting. You're counting by, if I ask you, what's bigger, 5 or 8?
8?
8, of course. Same thing here. Because if I give you $5, and I ask you, you split this $5 for 10 kids, right? Is it the same? I give you $8. I say split it into 10 kids. Give it to 10 kids.
That's easy.
So which one? In which case the kids will get more money? When I give you 8 or when I give you 5?
I gave you 8.
When I gave you 8, that means 8. Let's think about like $8, for example. Like this is $8 by 10 kids versus $5 versus 10 kids. So of course, these group, they're gonna get more because I gave you more money to divide.
Yeah.
It's like 8 divided by 10. This is 5 divided by 10.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay. I know why you got confused, because we were still dealing with fractions, and fractions are confusing. So when you have a fraction, let's say 6 over 4, for example, and then 8 over 4. Which one is bigger?
It's 8 over 4.
Okay, 8 over 4, because same denominator, and then this numerator is greater than this numerator. This is correct. How about I switch it, for example? I say 4 over 6 versus 4 over 8, for example. Think about it, and I'll be back. So in this case, it's the opposite. It's like this, because think about it. Same thing. Now, let's say we have the same $4, for example. Same $4, same $4. But in this case, this same $4, you're gonna split it among 6 kids.
Yeah.
So if these 6 kids, they're gonna get more than if you split it onto 8 kids. So as a rule of thumb, when you have a fraction, if you have the same denominator, the fraction that has a smaller denominator is the greater fraction. So then in this case 4 over, and then 4 over 6 is greater. But to simplify it even more, we can simplify this. If we want to simplify 4 over 6, what can we do about simplifying 4 over 6?
4 over 6 could be 1/2.
We can do 2 times 2, and then 2 times 3. This is not 1/2. This is 4 over 6.
Oh, 4 over 6.
Yeah. So this is how we simplify. First, split it. Like 4 is equal to 2 over 2. 2 times 2. 6 is equal to 2 times 3, right?
Yeah.
And then if we cancel this 2 with this 2, we're gonna end up with what?
3 over 6.
2 over 3.
I mean 2 over 6.
2 over 3. 2/3.
2/3, yeah.
How about this one? If we want to simplify 4 over 8. This is maybe easy, right?
Yeah.
2 times 2, and then 2 times 4, right?
Yeah.
Then if we cancel 2 and 2, we're gonna get what?
2 over 4.
2 over 4. But even 2 over 4, we can even simplify it. Is what? Is 1 over 2, right? 1/2.
Yeah.
And then this is 2 over 3. Now we went back to the same example we had before. Remember?
Yeah.
Between 2/3 and 1/2. Of course, 2/3 is greater than 1/2. But when you have different, when you make them the same, remember this. When you make them the same denominator, it makes your life easy. 6 over 4 with 8 over 4, it's easy to tell that this is greater. But then when you have them like this, sometimes it's confusing because they don't have the same denominator. Okay, Ibrahim?
Okay.
So this is all these lessons you're going to be doing now is about coming up with the same denominator and then comparing them. Let's say you have 5 over 2 and then 4 over 3, for example. 4 over 3. That looks like a little bit confusing, like 5 over 2, and then which one do you think is greater? So what we're gonna be doing, same strategy, we're gonna have to come up with a common denominator. So 2 and 3, what would be a close common denominator? So 5 over 2 and then 4 over 3. We're gonna have to multiply it with something. Same number top, same number bottom, same number top, same number bottom, as if we're multiplying by 1, right? And then we're gonna have to get same. What's the common denominator that we can get?
We can get.
What's the closest common denominator? Like if you multiply 2 by 2, for example, what you gonna get?
4.
4. Let's say you put 4 here, and then what you gonna multiply 3 by something to get 4? Can you multiply 3 by something to get 4?
No.
So it's not gonna work. So this 4 here is not gonna work. Okay. So let's use. You always start with 2. Then let's use 3. 2 times 3 we get 6, right?
Yeah.
So how about what are we gonna put here to get 6 here? Maybe. Can we multiply 3 by something to get 6? What?
2.
2. So in this case, we found the solution. You just need to put 2 here and put 3 here. Same number. 3 over 3, 2 over 2. So what we gonna get on the top? 5 times 3? 15. What are we gonna get here? 4 times 2? And then 4 times 2 is 8. 8 over 6. Now we have same denominator. Let's put them here together. Let's put 5 over 2 becomes 15 over 6. So 15 over 6. And then 4 over 3 becomes 8 over 6. 8 over 6. So which one is bigger? 15 over 6 or 8 over 6?
15.
15 over 6. Very good. Correct answer. See, in this case, you don't even need to do the line. See, we did not do the line. We can do the line. See, 5 over 2 is going to be something like 5 over 2 becomes 15 over 5 over 2 is actually a large number, way larger than 4, because 5 over 2, the denominator is greater than the denominator. You know what's 5 over 2?
5 over 2 is...
Let's say this is 0.
Oh, 5 over 2 is like 2.
No, it's more than 2.
3?
No, look. 5, let's say this is 1/2. And this is 1. This is 3/2. Remember this one? This is 2. Right? 1/2, 2/2, 3/2, 4/2, 5/2. This is 5 over 2. So 5 over 2 is actually here. Right?
So it's 1. It's only 1/5 bigger
than 4 over 3?
No, than 2.
It's 1/2 bigger than 2.
Yeah.
It's like what 2 is here, and then 5, because 2 is the same. What's 2? 2 is the same as 4 over 2. What's 4 over 2?
4 over 2 is 2.
Is 2. Same thing. What's the one after 4 over 2? Is 5 over 2. So that's our 5 over 2 here. Okay? 5 over 2 here. Very good. But 4 over 3, if we cut the line segment into, let's say this is 0, 1, we cut it into 3 pieces. This is 1 over 3, 2 over 3, 3 over 3, and then 4 over 3 is somewhere here. 4 over 3. Right? So 4 over 3 actually is just after 1. It did not even get to 2, or right? 4 over 3 is here. So definitely 4 over 3 is less than 5 over 3. Okay? This is just the line segment. But see, you didn't need to do this. Drawing line segments. Just come up with the common denominator.
Yeah.
Make it the same like this. Put them here together. And then compare the top. If the top is bigger, that means it's going to be bigger. Easier, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. See you in the next lecture.
Bye.